everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So this is game number 4 of the French Interregio. I was facing Gaspacho. Gaspacho is part of the group Hot in France, which is one of the strongest teams in France. They are competing each year with TRC for becoming the French team for ETC. They went to ETC a couple of years ago, but since a couple of years now, the TRC have established themselves really as the best team, and they have been year after year in ETC. But basically, they are the main competitor, and they are very good players among Hot and one of them is definitely Gaspacho. He's playing Orc and Goblins, and we were paired together for this game. My list, you know it already. This is his list. Yeah, I would say not a type of list against which I have experience. You see some Goblins element where you would say, okay, it's going towards full Goblin with the Cogtuk Initiate, the Reach and so on. But in between he has some other type of unit which is more Orc type of list, who have big monster, more MSU, more mobility. So you have double Behemoths, one Great Green Idol, one Loner as well. So 4 very strong single model, and the rest is Goblins. So really interesting mix between Goblins, using the strengths, Goga Cauldron. So I would say much more combat oriented as the typical Goblin list that we saw this year with War Machines, which is more playing on position and range damage. This one has less range damage, but definitely much more combat power. So what's going to be intriguing? A matchup where I struggled to really rate it because I didn't face that one, and it was hard for me to really define in which the addition of monster are really an issue or not. Especially since I'm playing Blunderbuss, Strength 5 EP3, plus 2 Rocket Battery, which are good against High 5. So I felt I have some tools, but we will see how that goes. We played Breakthrough and Encircle, so big center, big flank. He has a Goblin list with 3 monsters basically, plus the Loner, so 4 very strong single model. Not the strongest, but basically they're very good. They are very effective for the price. I think that's the best description we could make, especially when we talk about the Guardian Behemoth. With the option that he picked, he has the impact hit. So basically when he charges, he's going to do 2d6 strength 6, which is really good. D6 with the impact, D6 with the stomp. So that's quite nice for the price. And the rest, it's a decent monster with a lot of health point. So I felt, yeah, quite interesting for the price he pays. Primary is going to be in his favor. He has 2 ambush, and we play attack versus defense. I think that's easy to identify here. Secondary, I'm going to have assassinate, which is going to be quite hard to achieve. I picked the Loner and the Witch, and he gets settled the score. Also hard to achieve. He needed to kill my Luger or my Blunderbuss, one of the unit of Blunderbuss. Pass to victory. Yeah, for me, range damage definitely the key here. I need time to make my range damage work. I know, for having played against monsters, for having played against Goblin list, that Pyro, Naphtha, everything in my range damage should do damage against his list. And for him, it's definitely to create attacking opportunities, create great setup, and win it. If he is going to win the game, it's going to be on combat, definitely. Yeah, when I analyzed the game before playing it, I felt, okay, I need to start. If I have the choice, I would pick to start, because I can. It would be interesting here to start to inflict range damage. So that was my opinion before seeing the table and so on. I put on the matrix slightly positive. To be honest, I think it's more like an unstable equal. I think it can go both ways. To be honest, I think I overestimated it slightly, but yeah, I think it's quite really open matchup, and it can be dangerous, I think, for both. Let's move to the deployment. So I won the roll, and now I have to pick. I know that I have in mind I want to start, but when I see this table, I felt, okay, breakthrough. So playing second is not that bad, because you can get the nice move 12 or 8 and go in his deployment zone. So that could be quite interesting. And I also felt, when I look at the table, 1 wall, 2 wall, 3 wall, 2 lake on the way for him, and also field that I can use to my advantage by fighting within and using double flaming sword. So I felt, you know what, I'm going to pick defender and go south, and I take big flanks. I was also thinking I get a nice vanguard, it's going to be hard for him to attack. So that's my idea. Clearly I think we can challenge that. Like I said, I think in this type of matchup, attack versus defense, you really like as the defensive army to start to do pressure and force your opponent to minimize. In that case, I didn't choose to do that. I felt for something more interesting, mainly due to the consideration of breakthrough and the map. I'm not sure it's worth it, but we will analyze the game at the end and see if it was the right choice or not. So my opponent dropped everything for first turn, and here you get the big center, which is perfect to deploy everything. So we can see a first argument for not picking the start. Giving him this map, actually this part of the map is not that bad for him, because he can deploy pretty much everything in the center and can easily go left or right. He's going to make me deny a bit more this part of the map. He felt it's slightly better for me because the wall is a bit more close to my deployment zone, and also this one, and I have no hill. So he felt I want to deny the left and force him to go to the right, which is decent. I considered that and felt both sides are actually fine for me. So he put a Gargantula on each side, he put a cavalry on each side, very symmetric, the two single model in the center, his bunker, and the little Gnasher Dashers, the two units of Neophyte, are obviously in ambush. For me, counter deployment, so I go with a heavy right, vanguarding the blunderbuss, and the Lugar using here, looking south to defend my war machine, putting the war machine slightly on the hill. So that's the two units he need to get for secondary, thinking on the strong flank, they are going to be hard to pick for him, so I can easily here defend my secondary. I have my second unit of blunderbuss, so making really a strong flank of blunderbuss that should be able really to push towards this zone, because I'm thinking I'm going to strike here with Pyro and Nafta, and I'm going to strike with blunderbuss and rocket on this one, and I should be able to establish here a pass for the breakthrough, which is always key. I want to be able at some point to turn around the Lugars and push them in his deployment zone. I want to be able to push my blunderbuss as well and get the touchdown zone. So get this right part of the impassable, that's going to be the zone where I'm going to target to touch down for the breakthrough by killing some unit on the way. So that would be the idea. And basically here using the 3 mortal unit to form a battle line and make sure I can defend the field and make hard for him to engage, and taking him a lot of time to come at me. That's the theory. So I put here Immortal with the BSB in the middle, Immortal with the Mage, and Immortal with nobody on the left. And I have Rocket on the left, the 2 Nafta in the center. Let's go for his turn 1. He pushes towards me, form a solid battle line. So no big risk taken here. I just take the time to basically bring the Gargantula, bring the ambushers, and so on. Okay, fine. In the magic phase, he gets a Pyro Flow, which did nothing, a Fireball do nothing, I Dispel, Totemic Summon, no problem, I'm not going to suffer from his range damage. My first turn, I have a first debate here. First idea would be, you just make a battle line like him, you push on the right, you move down a bit on the left, you just make solid battle line with good counters, and you wait for the ambush to come, and you just do range damage. That would be the first option. Second option would be to take a first opening with the BSB unit. I can go here behind the wall, I measured that before deployment. I can take a good solid position here behind the wall, and I can be within 12 of this unit with the Nafta. I can do the magic as well, and I can do some rocket on the Gargantula. He can charge me with Gargantula, Gnashers, Dashers, and the cavalry if he wants to. I'm going to be distracting, I'm going to be bodyguard to have plenty of counter charge. So I felt, okay, it seems decent. It's a bit risky in the sense of I'm breaking my battle line and not following the idea of just defending this corner, but at the same time we play breakthrough, and I'm going to need to push at some point, because remember, he has 2 easy ambusher unit. This one could easily come here. So I mean, for him to get 3 points of breakthrough is very easy. So as long as he can zone me and make hard for me to come in his deployment zone, he could be fine. So I need to open a little bit that game and threaten those units on the far right as quick as possible to establish also a strong flank. So I'm going to go for that. So I push my unit, I prepare plenty of counter charge. This unit is looking here, this unit looking here, this unit looking here, thinking, okay, bodyguard distracting, what can happen here? Nothing big. And if he doesn't charge me, I have a very strong position behind the wall, and I can continue to shoot, and then start to push more with the blunderbuss. I don't give him any charge here. On the far right, I stay quite far away. Those guys also, yeah, they push a little bit, but not that much. I wanted to have good angle, to have good counter charge. So I didn't take too much risk by pushing forward. Really wanted to be in good position to counter charge if he decides to come. In a magic phase, I try a cage, which would be really strong here to stop the movement and so on. He dispelled that one. I get a pyro flow, I kill 5 cavalry. Very good start. Fireball, 2 dice against 2, but I think he dispelled that one. And I'm going to get a good NAFTA thrower shot here and kill 7 guys. So I kill 12, that's 2 rank, half the unit. Perfect. I'm thinking, okay, that's quite good. Rocket battery, I start to shoot at the idol because I think I also got, yeah, I got a flaming sword on this one, sorry. Got flaming sword with the rest of my dice on this guy. And I'm thinking, okay, one of the major issue on this matchup, I didn't realize before the game, but the Great Green Idol has 8 wounds. I felt it has 5 or 6 wounds. I didn't recall it has 8 wounds. So I'm thinking, Great Green Idol, Resilience 8, I don't have that much +1 to wound. I have double flaming sword, but that might not be enough. So I need to target this one as soon as possible. So I'm shooting at it, wounding on 5 up, he has no armor save, multi-wound 2, I managed to do 4 wounds. So that's the half, that's perfect, very good start. Slowing down the idol as well, which could be an issue on my left flank, so I'm thinking it's good. Okay, all nice. His turn 2, he went with the warg and go with some charges. That's the stat for my rocket. As you can see, 21% chance of doing 4 wounds or more, so totally decent. Average would be more 2 wounds. I could have also shot the Gargantula on top, which is also something we can debate, but I felt I have flaming sword, that's the turn to shoot the idol. Okay, it's turn 2. He went for the charge, so warg, I think it's a 2-up maybe for the Gargantula, quite easy. And the Gnasher were automatic, so we went with bows, maximizing with the Gnasher. He has 4 guys in base contact, and the Gargantula in the corner, all nice. He pushes then the Great Green Idol, the Loner, to have some look at my flank, in case I don't get through. And he's able with the warg to push, it's very mobile unit, push that way. He ambushed 1 unit here to my flank, all good. And he maneuver a little bit those guys, but they are already a bit out of the game. And he pushed some more with the second Gargantula. So we get into nice positions. We have a big fight in the middle, but I'm thinking, okay, that's a risk for him. Because remember, I have 4 ranks, I have 2 banners. So that's static of 6. He has only a charge and a rank, so I'm winning by 4 just on static. And then, okay, he's going to do some impact, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be on 4-up. It's not that good. Then he can strike either at my BSB, or I think he could choose to strike at my unit, even if my BSB is in the corner, if I recall correctly. I think he strike everything at my unit, but I'm thinking I have +1 to wound. I have my BSB striking at his Gargantula as well, with the grind. So, I mean, if he breaks, I could easily find myself in those kind of position where I could threaten a flank, threaten this unit, start to push, get a nice shot to the flank, and really be able to follow to his flank, and have a very nice situation after this round. So I'm thinking, okay, interesting moment. For him, he told me after the game, his thought process was, I'm engaging scoring unit with non-scoring unit, so even if I lose my unit, on the long term, I could be able to cripple that unit and maybe take it later in the game and win precious primary point, which I think is also a fair argument. And the magic phase, he fails the fireball, just going to turn on the light. Okay, it's better, getting late here. So we get fireball failed on 2 dice, he get +1 to hit on the squig to deny the distracting because he would be hitting on 5-up. On shooting, he kills some immortals. And let's move to the close combat. I have some stat. So that's the combined stat of Gargantula, Gnashers, Dashers, and my stat below. So as you can see, remember on the static I'm winning by 4. Okay. On average, you should get about around 7 wounds. As you can see, on average, I should be around 10 to 11, let's say 10. That's already +7 total. I mean, winning by 3, +4 static, +7 auto break. So on average, is auto breaking. So get my feeling was about right. It's a risky charge for him, definitely. He roll better than average, 10 wounds. I roll lower than average, 8 wounds. Can happen. So I'm winning by 2. So we get 2 checks. On, I think one of them, yeah, the BSB was in range here. The Gnasher Dasher are on 6, too far from the BSB. And the Gargantula is on 6 rerollable. He passes both. Okay, I'm feeling that was a bit unlucky for me. But no big trouble, I have a counter charge set up everywhere, and I'm going to win again next round. So if he didn't break that round, the next round is going most likely to break, because I started to do some damage on the Gargantula, I have nice counter charges, so I'm feeling okay, that should be fine. So my turn, I'm going to send some charges in. I'm going to get the Citadel here, so I sent the double charges. One of them is going to fail charge. I wanted to make sure I get one, I think was on a 4, the other one like on 5 or 6. I get one of them, all nice, getting a nice flank charge here. With the combat reform, I could make sure that he is not going to be able to charge me in the flank if the Gargantula stays here, but since I made the charge, no matter what, I'm going to clean that one. Feeling quite safe. Here I turn around, get my Nafta in range, want to get my magic as well. The idea is to do the same than before, kill 2 ranks. And if I kill 2 ranks, I don't feel he can engage me anymore. Here I turn to the front, and my mage jump in this unit, I think. Or, no, my mage was here, sorry, because I wanted to be in range for the breast weapon, in case. All good, my Lugar still defend the War Machine, I think they look that way to prepare for the breakthrough. And those guys, like I said, they fail charge. I wanted to get sure to get one of the charges, or to maximize my chance to get one of the charges. Actually, I made both, so one of them failed charge. Okay, all good, because I couldn't position. I think those guys, they charged the flank of the little guys here, and I couldn't position them due to the unit position. Basically, I was unable to complete both. I needed to choose one. So that's why I picked the one in the flank of the Gargantua. So here I'm thinking, okay, I don't have the rank because of the water, but still, that's a charge. Oh, and he was in the water, so I think even I was on one more on the static. Yeah, I don't recall. Maybe, yeah, I think he used the Goblin Garden and his Strider Forest, so maybe that's the reason why he had the rank. But I recall he had the rank. Anyway, so I get the charge, I get the flank, I get another banner. I still have 3 ranks from here. I still have the BSB with the grind, so I'm thinking, okay, that should be nice. But I want to maximize my chances. So, Magic Face. I try to get Flaming Sword on the blunderbuss. He is going to dispel the first one. I get the second one, so I get a nice +1 to wound to make sure that I'm hitting on 3s, wounding on 4+. That should be a dead Gargantula no matter what. And I'm also thinking, after he dies, if he wants to charge me with the Great Green Idol, which is the only one that could charge me together with the cavalry, and I could reform in a way that I get a stand and shoot. On those guys, I think maybe not on the Gargantua, I'm not sure, I think we are quite close. But it's hard to tell with the picture, because it's a picture, it's a bit, how should I say, it's a bit changed by my camera, basically to fit everything on one image. I'm using the wide angle and it makes the picture a bit strange. But I cannot recall if I had stand and shoot or not. But no matter what, I was thinking I'm going to shoot more. He has only 4 wounds left with +1 to wound on my blunderbuss. I was thinking, maybe the trade-off would be I could lose those guys, but I have a unit here, I have this unit here, I have this unit here. I was thinking, no matter what, I'm going to get something in return. And if he goes charging against my BSB unit, I'm still bodyguard and I still get counter charges. So I was feeling okay with that. And if he just breaks and I don't kill him, he could break in front of his unit, or maybe go far away. That's quite interesting. Also, I forgot to mention here, but the turn before, actually, you can see, if he would have broke from combat with the Gargantula, which is quite interesting, he doesn't need that much to jump over the cavalry, and then he cannot fit here, go out of the board. So actually, by breaking that combat, there is a very high chance that he would be off the board without me needing to do anything. And that would have been really nice, obviously, for me, but that didn't happen. Anyway, so yeah, I told you about Magic Face. He dispelled very importantly with his dice. He was able, I tried to get, I think, a cage, but and he dispels it, and I think then with my 4 dice against his 3 dice, he's able to get Pyro Flow out against this cavalry. And that was very annoying for me, obviously. Or maybe he dispelled the Dragon Roar, I think, and then the Pyro Flow, he got that off with 3 dice against 4. Which was very annoying because that was key, like I told you, to kill some of those guys. To make things worse, my Nafta shot, getting 4 ranks of cavalry, only kill 5s, which is not that much. I would have expected a bit more, because that's 12 guys on 3+. He still has an armor save, so yeah, maybe it's okay, but I would have liked a bit more, obviously, from that range damage turn. And then Rocket Battery will do 2 wounds on the Great Green Idol, and also nothing on the character, so not that good for me this turn of range damage. Close combat, what happens? So I get a solid static, obviously. I have a charge, so let's count it. I have a charge, I have a flank, I have 3 banners, I still have 3 ranks. Yeah, I think that's 9, and he gets nothing. He gets nothing because I'm in the flank. Maybe he gets still a rank. I'm not sure because I think it was turned to be a forest for me, but it was still a lake for him. I cannot recall if he has Strider or something, but I have in mind that he had a rank for some reason. Anyway, so I shouldn't be winning on static by 9 or maybe 8. All good. So he goes at me. That's my stat against Gargantula. So he has like 4 wounds left. I think 4 or 5, but I think 4 wounds left. And basically I'm going to do 3 wounds. Yeah, I leave him on 1 wound. Exactly. After I put everything on the Gargantula. So actually, very annoying because the Gargantula is still alive. I think on 1 wound, 1 or 2 wounds. Couldn't recall, maybe 2 wounds left, but that's a huge issue. And he rolled crazy good. Crazy good. That's my shooting attack, so nothing crazy. But yeah, he rolls crazy good with the Gargantula, hitting 6 on the stomp. And again, he should be auto-breaking, and he gets a 6 rerollable for the Gargantula. Obviously, I killed the little guy in the process. 6 rerollable on the Gargantula, and he makes it. So, I'm feeling okay. That's going to be a hard game for me to win. If those kind of combat, I cannot make him break. That's going to be a very complicated game. So his turn, he couldn't countercharge here, but he can countercharge with the cavalry against my Citadel Guard, who, as you can see, took a hell big amount of wounds from the stomps. He makes like 6 on 6. It was crazy. You see also those guys. You see how much they were depleted. Beginning of the turn, I got like 15 guys left, and now I have like 5. It was crazy. I remember him rolling. Everything went perfect. It was crazy good. Alright, he charged me with the cavalry, so that's also not so good for me because he has too many bodies. I'm bodyguard, but he will chaff my countercharge with this guy, prepare the second Gargantula, breaks the Great Green Idol forward, so yeah, now it's looking really bad for me. Really, really bad for me. He couldn't charge here because I positioned myself that he couldn't, but he's still in the breakthrough zone, so it's looking better for him on the primary and also better on points because right now I'm in huge trouble. Anyway, Magic Face, he gets also an ambush somewhere, I don't recall where. I think he put it just in the corner to secure the primary, which makes sense. He put me like -1/2 hit on this cavalry here on top. I dispel the +1/2 hit, and he got the +1 strength on the cavalry here down. Okay, and then the close combat. Basically, he is going to do a lot of damage, but I'm bodyguard, I stick. And this combat, I finally do the remaining wounds. I think like 2 wounds on the Gargantula, so I kill the Gargantula. But the cavalry and the Gargantula together, they wipe out my Citadel Guard, or they were decimated in the break. And those guys just reform. So yeah, I killed the Gargantula, but yeah, I mean, that was a heavy, heavy price. I lost a whole unit of Citadel Guard. I lost my Immortal Block more or less. But I have a Hail Mary type of move that's left. I don't know if you're able to see it, but I have an interesting charge to take. And that's the charge of the BSB unit. On 2+, into the Great Green Idol unit, 2 wounds left. And I have an overrun on 8 in the flank of the bunker. Nobody can countercharge me. So I'm thinking, okay, it's looking really bad, obviously. But maybe, Maybe, if I kill the Great Green Idol, make the overrun, then he's going to have some kind of check. I'm going to get a charge, a flank, a rank, a banner. It's going to have 3 ranks and a banner. I mean, he's going to have to check. Most likely it's going to be 6 rollable. If he doesn't make it, I catch him, I get a flag. Maybe those units can go for the breakthrough. I can kill maybe that unit, so it can start to be a game again. I can obviously lose the backfield is going to be lost no matter what. But I mean, in the process I could kill a whole lot of unit and then maybe start to go for a breakthrough with multiple units. We can start to discuss. So yeah, we're thinking that maybe a last option to save something from that game. So we will see how that goes. In the Magic Phase, he Binding Scroll Flaming Sword. I try to get another Flaming Sword, he dispels it, and I get Hereditary on the Great Green Idol. I want to be sure that I kill this unit. To kill the Great Green Idol, so I want to be able to reroll to wound with the grind. Main target here. I get Dragon Roar on my mage here to try to save me from the cavalry, but here I'm going to feel the effect of the +1/2 +1 strength on this unit, because now that they are not on the charge anymore, the +1 strength is really, really good. So I underestimated that unit completely in that case, and also expected too much for my range damage. Anyway, a rocket battery is going to shoot at the Gargantula. It's not going to be great. 2 wounds. I'm going to shoot something with that one. I don't recall, maybe here, or I don't recall, maybe this guy. But do nothing. But then the blunderbuss here are going to be crazy good against this cavalry. I kill like 7. So very good job. The unit is dead, more or less. Then close combat, the big moment. My BSB didn't disappoint. Obviously, I kill the Gargantula. Go for the overrun. I need an 8. Take 2 beautiful dice. And I fail. Yeah, I rolled crazy low. So basically the game is more or less over. It's going to charge me with the 2 unit here. This is going to be unfortunately the last turn, because it took a lot of time. As often the case when people attack me, it takes a lot of time for them to the setup. Here I was out of line of sight, so we reposition. 1 breakthrough, 2 breakthrough, 3 breakthrough is going to win it. Here just stays in front. I'm going to shoot. It kind of chaff me. And what happened in the close combat? Yeah, he tried to buff a little bit. Do I have something on my notes? He get like a totem, but that doesn't matter. I think he got nothing relevant. And basically here I'm going to be on more ranks than him, so I check on 7, no reroll, because my BSB is all the way up in his Hail Mary attempt. 7 no reroll, I fail it, and he rolled crazy good double 6 to reach my war machine. that was horrendous, because not only is going to take the immortal points, but as well is going to take my war machine, and also stop my war machine from shooting last turn, which would have been an opportunity to maybe get some lucky shot on the Gargantula and try to kill it. So yeah, all that bad. And then the last turn I'm going to kill only one of those guys with the blunderbuss. So it was, yeah, horrendous type of game. Nothing went well for me, but yeah, I tried a lot. But we will discuss on the strategy level. I think that's the most interesting. As always, it's not too interesting to complain about the dice and just think, because this type of game, when you go out of the game, you feel, okay, there are 2 options. Either I was totally unlucky, which could be the case, or maybe I fucked up completely and didn't realize why. But the first feeling you have is just, yeah, I've been unlucky. After you analyze the game, you often get a feeling which is a mix between, okay, I might have been a bit unlucky, but at the same time I made some strategic decisions that are debatable, that we can challenge. So he wins 16-4, nobody makes the secondary, he wins the primary, and a lot of more points than me, 16-4 for him. So a lot of things to talk about. First of all, he had some more challenging matchup than I thought at the beginning. The monsters are much more problematic to kill than I thought. It's a lot of high resilience wounds, and although my rocket battery are very nice against that type of target, Great Green Idol 8 wound is a huge issue to get rid of for my army. And second of all, Gargantula, they have a lot of wounds, and you're not going to kill them from range so easily. So that was much more problematic than what I thought at the beginning. He played for high variance. I should have choose to start. I think that's the first main issue that I made. Should have choose to start. That should have been the decision I should have stick with. I went for something different looking on the map, but that was definitely a mistake. I can say it, because to start force him to defend, to minimize my range damage, I start to do some wounds from the distance, and that's one more turn of range damage, definitely. Then my move turn 2. Although statistically speaking, it was a winning combat. You saw the stats. Should have win it on this charge. I should have win it on the second turn of combat. But at the same time, it went a little bit against the game plan for me. Because the game plan for me is definitely here to maximize the range damage before engaging, and not give him an opportunity to engage as soon as possible in this type of game. So I think here pushing that wall, although it was very tempting and I was tempted, I'm not sure it was the right play in that case to maximize my chances in this game to win the game. But I was, I think, also a bit disturbed by the fact that I started to realize that I misjudged a bit the matchup, and that I needed to provoke him a bit more for a more open game than what I would have liked, because I start to realize that, okay, one, I'm going to struggle much more on the monster than when I thought, and two, it's going to be very hard to challenge the primary. So I was starting to feel, okay, putting slightly positive in the matchup rating was definitely too optimistic. After the event of turn 2, I lost control of the game, basically, and then it was in his path, in his way to go for the charges, and after that, I had really no big way to react. I had one opportunity on my turn 3, which didn't work. Would have been interesting to contact his flank to see what would have happened. Obviously, he could have stick, turn around, and face me and kill me at some point, but it would have been very interesting. I would have liked that opportunity to go back in the game. Anyway, and then his turn 4, yeah, I think that was the last, how you call it? Yeah, it was like rubbing salt on my wounds, basically getting the immortal in one turn, making the overrun, getting a lot of points. I mean, it's like a 900 point that he took in this action. My immortal could have stick, even 2 turn potentially. Could have bring the BSB on the next turn and stick 2 turn and not give away any points. So I think I had good options here to save my points and take some more with my rocket battery, and maybe getting something closer to a small loss. So I was a bit unfortunate in the last turn, I think, but that's how it was. And yeah, I recall his Gargantula were on fire. I mean, every impact hit or stomp were 5 or 6. It was crazy in that game. He rolled really, really hot, and that went well for him. So it was an interesting game. Luckily for the team, it didn't matter that much. Obviously, it mattered a bit because we only got a small win instead of a bigger win. But I got my loss, heavy loss, and the mid loss from Xavier got compensated by 4 wins from my teammate, 4 small to mid win, to get a very small win, but still a win on this 4th round against Normandy, which was one of the strong teams of this tournament. So yeah, luckily, I mean, if it would have cost us the ball that you see here, the trophy that I have in my background, I would have been very salty about it, because I felt that I didn't play that game so well. The same for the game 3, so I had some regrets here. Obviously also feeling that my game plan that I chose here was not totally crap, in the sense, I mean, he could have bounced on that turn 2 combat, and then, I mean, if he bounced straight on the charge, I think I'm in great shape, because I only lost like 4 immortals. Most likely his Gargantula is out of the table, the Gnasha are dead, I can reposition in his flank, shoot, push with the blunderbuss. I think I'm in a good shape at that point of time. So yeah, I was feeling okay, but it didn't go as I thought, and that's why sometimes I don't like that much taking that many combat, because yeah, when you're in combat you don't always have the control of the event, and that was definitely the case here, where it backfired and didn't go as I planned, and after that I was in a bad shape actually, and with no ability to really go back in the game, because he was in control of where he makes the charges. He has the charge range, and I don't have the type of list that can really turn completely the game. I had here an opportunity due to his mistake to leave the Great Green Idol in a position where I could charge and get the overrun, but I think I would have easily avoided that. It was definitely a mistake from him, but I didn't make it, so that's how it was. Anyway guys, that's all for this turn. So I have one last battle report to show you, and after that I have some more Ogre Khan battle reports, and obviously very looking forward to the yearly update of points. I cannot wait for that, to be honest. I want to be over with that version and get the new points, get the new version, build new list. Also especially Infernal Dwarves, get away from the full infantry type of list, get something more dynamic. Really looking forward to that. Thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you soon on the channel. Goodbye.